Welcome to Shanghai, our first stop for Chinese aesthetic search.
Shanghai, the largest city in China and one of the most vibrant and dynamic cities in the world. Its history dates back to the 5th century as a humble fishing village. But it wasn't until the mid-19th century that Shanghai became a center of international trade and commerce, as seen in the colonial architecture along the Bund. But just a few stray blocks away from the Bund, visitors can still find traditional Chinese culture at the iconic Yu Garden and the markets around it. Shanghai is also home to some of the finest museums and art galleries in China. From classical Chinese art to contemporary exhibitions, there's something for everyone to explore and appreciate. And when it comes to fashion, Shanghai is a trendsetter in China. The city's fashion scene is thriving, with new designer shops and fashion shows appearing year-round. This is a city known for the sophisticated lifestyle, the mixture of the West and the East, and achieving one's dreams or ambitions in the modern days. So, will Shanghai give us the answer we're searching for in our quest for Chinese aesthetics? Join us on this journey and let's find it out together. Ask any girl about the typical Shanghai fashion, they will immediately tell you it's Shanghai Chenxin or qipao. There are 4 typical styles of qipao in China: the Beijing style, Shanghai style, Suzhou style, and Cantonese style. The Shanghai style qipao is originated in the 1920s, absorbed popular Western elements to create innovative blends of East and West. It is cut closer to the body to create a more form-fitting silhouette, with shorter length but higher collar. As walking down the Huaihai Road, I bump into a beautiful qipao shop. It's very small but well-maintained.
Wow, look at here. It's a qipao studio. Let's get in and have a look. Wow, look at that. The color of this piece really caught my eyes. It's so gentle, mysterious, and elegant.
Miss Chen, the owner and co-designer of this shop, explained to me, this color is inspired from the porcelain vase dated back to the mid-Qing dynasty.
这个质感太棒了吧，这个质感。
是的。然后这件
From the Bloomtime Qipao Studio and other similar shops, I've seen a heritage from the old time. They are classic and delicate. Can they be the Chinese aesthetics I'm looking for, especially in these modern days? But let's be honest, not everyone would wear a qipao nowadays, so a new style of fashion is invented. Some people call it the Neo-Chinese style. Shangcan in Hengshan Road is a collection store for this style. As qipao is inheriting from the Manchu women's typical style, the Neo-Chinese style is commonly a contemporary interpretation of traditional clothing of Han Nation, and characterized by its unique colors, asymmetrical cuts, and typical Chinese fabrics. As I later talked to the designer of this clothes brand, Shan Ho, I got to know that it would take one worker 4 to 5 hours to finish the sewing job for the bulkers of one piece of garment like this. The unique pattern on this fabric would take about 3 months from designing to printing. In recent years, the Neo-Chinese style has become increasingly popular in the fashion industry. Many designer brands like Guopei, Uma Wang, M Essential have emerged from both Chinese and international runways.
So I'm wondering, will this become the new Chinese aesthetics in the fashion industry? Or to ask further, would Chinese young people wear these as their own style? Would there be a brand represent Chinese aesthetics like this in the international high street market in the future? Furnitures, being part of everyone's home, is also a key chapter when it comes to searching for Chinese aesthetics. Its history can be traced back to thousands of years ago. In Tang Dynasty, for example, furniture design was heavily influenced by Buddhist and Taoist beliefs, resulting in simple and elegant pieces that reflected a reverence for nature and harmony. The Ming Dynasty is often considered a golden age of Chinese furniture, as artisans developed highly refined techniques for carving and joinery and produced some of the most iconic pieces of Chinese furniture. When it comes to the Qing Dynasty, furniture design became more ornate and opulent, reflecting the imperial court's taste for luxury and ostentation. During this time, furniture makers experimented with new materials and techniques, such as the use of precious woods and intricate lacquer finishes. In the new world of Shanghai, which is a famous high-end shopping zone in the city, I noticed an art gallery that showcases Ming-style furniture. Hence walked in.
Space. Have a look. It says Ming style furniture made in Suzhou. Have a look. Hey, 你好。Look at this. 这就很传统了。这是石头的吗？还是用的这一套搬到中央电视台去了？
可以闻一下，很香。
好轻哦哈，怎么那么轻呢？
金丝楠木它的分量都比较轻，但是它的香味非常好，也是带漆，我们叫那个橘皮纹。
橘皮纹。然后这个金色它是做的，
就是纯金的金箔。
是叫什么名字呀？的品牌？唐家木业。
I've noticed that the techniques of making the furnitures are still traditional and handmade focusing, but the designs have changed gradually to adapt to the aesthetics of the modern days, as well as the overseas customers. Mr. Yuan, the designer and owner of Hangjia Muye, told me that they have partnered with an Italian interior designing firm. So maybe soon, the furniture of the Chinese Ming style will help to decorate the homes of Italian families. When it comes to innovation in the furniture designing, some designers are willing to make moderate changes like Mr. Yuan, but some other is up for something bolder. In Wukang Road, there is an exhibition room for Chinese furniture brand Fanji. In this space, I sense a special feeling of silence and peace, and honestly a bit of Japanese vibe. Later, I understood that the founder of this brand has found a deep connection between the Japanese wabi-sabi style and the Chinese philosophy. These two are well interwoven with his own life experience into the innovation he made.
Okay, so I wanna get to know a bit more about the design of these furnitures. So I asked them the stories behind, and then they recommend me a book written by the founder of this brand. In Chinese, 国巡和. I find something interesting here. It says some people who promotes like the neo Chinese style basically just get like a design book from the Ming Dynasty or Qing Dynasty and just make some amendments, try to be like modern. That kind of method to him is fakeness. So here another thing is very interesting. It says by the lady is his wife. He noticed that she rarely sees chairs designed by him, and he was wondering why. And one day she told him that's because of painting. Her work is painting. She has to have a chair that support her back, and because of that, he designed a new chair, 螳螂椅. and that's how the design was created.
And of course, there are more furniture designers out there trying to understand, interpret, and communicate the essence of Chinese aesthetics in the modern days. They may have chosen different paths, created different styles, or being more conservative or pioneering. But above all of this, I've seen the same passion out of the variations, which is to inherit, to create. China is where the tea was originated. Tea was first discovered by Shen Nong over 5,000 years ago, when a tea leaf accidentally fell into a pot of boiling water. Since then, it has become an important part of Chinese culture. In the 8th century, tea was brought to Japan by Buddhist monks, eventually giving rise to the Japanese tea ceremony. In the 16th century, tea was first introduced to Europe by Portuguese and Dutch traders. Soon, the British became the largest consumers of tea in the world, and tea became an important part of British culture and society as well. In the 18th century, tea was introduced to the US by British colonists and quickly became a popular drink, leading to the famous Boston Tea Party in 1773 as a protest against British taxation policies. In the 19th century, tea was introduced to India by the British as a way to break the Chinese monopoly on tea production.
Assam, Darjeeling, sound familiar? When did tea start to be produced in India? The answer is uncertain. Tea is a wild plant that was certainly brewed by the inhabitants of ancient India. However, in the 1820s, the British East India Company began large-scale production of tea in Assam. And nearly 200 years later, India is now the second largest producer in the world after China.
Due to some historic reasons, tea's competitor, coffee, has become a more trendy and fashionable drink for the younger generation in China, while tea has been seen as old school and conventional. However, things have started to change in recent years. In Nanchang Road of Shanghai, Kaiji Tea House has made it clear that tea can be as fashionable, young, and convenient as Starbucks or Arabica. And even beyond that, it has a flavor from the time, just like wines. The taste of the signature drinks of Kaiji, which is white tea, evolves when it's aged over years. So does its health benefits. Sitting in this place and having a sip of their white tea, I relax and feel the nature from the center of Shanghai. Another tea house in Xintiandi, the New World of Shanghai, has chosen a different strategy to attract the young crowds back, which is the variety of the Chinese tea that brings fun and the unique ambience in which people can enjoy the rich tea culture. This tea house has 108 different kinds of tea to offer. 108! Can you imagine? I barely know half of them. When it comes to drinking the tea, people can have it cold like a whiskey or make it gently brewed when chatting with friends. And of course, there are more tea houses in Shanghai doing similar things. Regardless of the size or popularity of them, I respect these people for devoting their time and knowledge into such a great inheritance, as well as the innovation. And you know, the best part is, every moment when I was sitting in the tea house, I was actually imagining about their imagination of Chinese aesthetics. As the so-called Pearl of the Orient, Shanghai has done a great job giving me confidence in this journey. I know it's just a starting point, but I've already seen so much beautiful stuff that's learned from our ancestors. So many beautiful innovations that's based on life experience in this era. I hope you are feeling the same. However, Shanghai is just a short window, a glimpse. As my trip keeps going, we will go deep from the surface and keep exploring the essence and interpretation of Chinese aesthetics nowadays. interest in Chinese culture? Wondering about Chinese aesthetics? This is the channel for you. You're gonna see loads of Chinese original designs with me while we travel through China. This could contribute to your next travel destination, new business idea, or a different inspiration of your own designs. Remember, China does not only have China